guys, so I'm back with another candle video, and today's candle is going to be about Wick's virgin coconut soy wax, and this is what the box looks like. This is actually an 11-pound slab. So I want to show you guys what the wax looks like. So the wax looks like this, and it's very soft. Look at that. It's very soft because it is coconut wax with a little bit of soy. So if you were to use this wax, it wouldn't be good for wax melts or tarts or clamshells because it's too soft, so it wouldn't be able to break, you know, have that snap like a wax melt normally would, and it wouldn't really harden up in your wax warmer, so you'll probably end up having to scoop it out. So this is virgin coconut soy wax. Fragrance load for this wax is 9 to 10%, so today we're actually going to do 9% with this wax. And you heat this wax up to roughly 200 degrees, but we're going to do 212 today. And this wax is a vegan wax, so I think it has low grade paraffin wax and it just like a tiny percentage, but it is vegan. So, and it comes in slab forms if you were to get the 11-pound box. Okay, so the candles that I'm going to be making today, I'm going to be making 5 6-ounce tins from the Wick, and they're my travel tins, and I'm going to make 5 different ones because I have a customer that wants to try 5 different candles out. So here is the scents that she wants to try: lavender, cucumber, sage, day at the spa, white sage and lavender, sea salt and orchid, and basil, sage, and mint. So basically these are 6-ounce jars, but it only can hold up to 5 ounces because when you take the lid off, it has this thickness. So you want to be able to close this lid properly without messing up the wax, or you know, it not being able to close because you have too much wax in it. So when we measure out our wax today, we're going to measure out 5 ounces, and I normally measure all my stuff out in grams. So 5 ounces converted into grams is about 141 grams. And also we're going to do a 9% fragrance load for this wax. So we're going to be doing 0.45 ounces of fragrance oil. Our water is heating up, and I already measured out the wax that I'm going to need for this one vessel. So this is what 5 ounces look like, and I'm only using this little tiny pitcher because I'm only doing 5 at a time since they all have different fragrances. And this is how this one goes on here. It's still a double boiler method, so you clip this right here, and then the other handle hangs off of it just like that. So again, I already pre-measured that out, so this is 5 ounces exact. What we're going to do now is we're going to clean our vessel out. You guys know from the last video that I explained that we clean our vessel out because we don't know where these vessels are coming from. They're coming from warehouses. They could be dusty, or could have, you know, just different things in it. And if we leave them dirty, our wick stickers will not stick to the bottom. And if they do stick to the bottom, once you pour your candle in, it could just come unloose, and that's not safe. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our wick clip out, and these wick clips are from the Wick. So we're going to get our wick clip out, and I showed you guys last time, this is how I do it. You can do it however you want to. These are the wick stickers that I get, and I believe I got these ones from Amazon, but all the candle supplies, so I only got these ones from Amazon because I believe they were like 1,000 for like $5 maybe. So what I do is I take a sticker off just like that, stick the wick clip on, make sure I'm pressing down on it because I don't want it to come loose because I'm not pressing down on it properly. So here is the wicks that I'm using. They're the Crackling Booster Wicks 0.02, and the width of them are 0.75, and the height of them are 3 inches. And again, they are too tall for my vessel. I did get these pre-cut like I explained before, but some of them are pre-cut, some of them aren't. But I'm not really worried about that because I'll just cut it down myself. And they do have the booster strip, and these also do crackle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that off. And again, you guys can use a centering tool to make sure your wick is centered. But me, I like to just eyeball it because these ones are kind of easy to eyeball versus different ones. So Just gonna put that directly in the middle, just like that. There we go. So this one is done. And I also brought out some warning labels because all your candles should have warning labels on them, not only to protect yourself, but you're also trying to protect your customers too, by letting them know how they should burn their candle, how long they should burn their candle, how to trim their wick, what length to trim their wick. Because a lot of people, they just get candles because they love candles, they love to smell them, but not too many people know how to properly take care of a candle. And that's coming from a candle maker, because again, I used to love candles, but I never knew that you actually had to trim wicks. Now, I did trim my wicks, but I only trimmed them because of the soot and the mushrooming of the wicks. So I did that on my own because I didn't like the soot burning in my air. So I would automatically trim them, but again, you're supposed to trim them to at least 1/4 of an inch. So these warning stickers are pretty much showing your customer what they should and should not do. So I do have those. I'm going to put that aside. And the first one that we're going to be making is this lavender, cucumber, sage. So we already prepped that. So our water is boiling, so we're going to put this on here. And again, I already pre-measured it out, and that is 5 ounces exact, 141 grams. So we're going to put that right there. And then once it starts melting, since I am using that, I'm not able to clip this to the side. So once it starts melting, then I'm going to just put it right here, being that it do have to go up to past 200 degrees. So I know that it's going to take a minute to do that. So while we're waiting, we're going to measure out our fragrance oil. And this fragrance oil is from Virginia Candle Supply. And this is one of my favorites, lavender, cucumber, sage. And again, these vessels are from Wick. All my supplies are from Wick. My wax is from Wick. And again, the wax that we are using today is the virgin coconut soy wax. And it's supposed to be like a luxury wax because again, there's no soot, it's vegan, and it holds up to 9 to 10%. Also, it's really white and creamy, and it's also a 1-pour wax. And again, if you watch my last video, you know what a 1-pour wax is, and that's when you just pour the wax in there one time, and after the candle sits and it hardens up, it'll look smooth, the top will be smooth, and you don't have to do anything else to it. But other waxes in particular, like IGI 6006 or any paraffin waxes or 464, they may have sinkholes, or they might have frosting at the top, so you have to get your heating gun and you know, fix the top of it. And if you guys are interested in getting heating guns, I got mine particular from Amazon, but you can get them from anywhere. And for me, being a beginner candle wax, when I got this, I thought this did just fine. So here is my heating gun. It looks like a pencil. It's pink. It has this little stand, and it heats up, has a turn off and on button. And I got this because when I first started out, I was using a wax that created sinkholes and stuff. So we're getting ready to just measure out our fragrance oil while we're waiting for that to melt. And again, I already told you guys, I'm doing 9%. So 9% to 5 ounces of wax is 0.45 ounces of fragrance oil. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Hold on, let me tear this out. So this is how much fragrance oil we need for this one little candle. And that is 5 ounces of wax will be going in here. And this is 0.45 ounces of fragrance oil at a 9%. And again, this wax holds up to about 10%, but we're just going to do 9 today. So since we measure all of our stuff out, I'm just going to put this back over to the side. And we're just going to wait for our wax to melt. So guys, while we're still waiting for our wax to melt, I just want to give you guys a little insight. So basically, the customer that ordered these 5 candles, she actually has her own business, and I want to say it's called Musically Tea. So she has like her own tea business, and she's from Florida. So basically, she's about to start these subscription boxes for self-care, and she's going to have multiple items in it. And one of the items that she wants is candles, and she likes my candles. Well, actually wants to try my candles. So she picked out 5 different scents that she wants to try out. So again, we're at lavender cucumber sage. We got Day at the Spa. This is actually on my candle line, but it's not called Day at the Spa. It's actually called Self-Care. If anybody's on my website and see it's Self-Care, it's actually Day at the Spa. This one is White Sage and Lavender, Sea Salt and Orchid. And this one is Basil, Sage, and Mint. So while we're still waiting for our wax, I just went ahead and got these little sticky tabs out. They're different colors. So basically what I'm going to use them for is to write the fragrance on them and label them, so therefore I'm not getting confused and trying to figure out, oh, which scent is which. So I'm just going to write down every single scent so I have that. So when they do solidify, then I can make the actual labels for them tomorrow. And I will also make a video on how I make my labels if you guys are interested in that. Again, this channel is all about candle making business and me and all the things that I do outside of my business. So if you guys are interested in that, just let me know and we can definitely make a video on that. And I also wanted to show you guys these. If you watch my last video, you know that I tried the Nature's Garden Pillar of Bliss wax melt kit for beginners. Well, so this is what they look like. This is the vanilla bean that we made, and these ones are the apple cinnamon that we made. So okay, so my review on the wax. So it is beginner friendly. It is a very easy kit to work with. It's not hard. It's really just follow the directions, you'll be able to get it. It's really not that hard. But what I will say is when I got done making these, normally you can smell what you make, whether it's cured or not, just like a little faint smell. But I would say the vanilla bean, you couldn't really smell nothing out of the vanilla bean. I didn't really get a scent at all. It was like really, really, really faint. But I do feel like as the days go, I think they're supposed to cure for 2 weeks. As the days go by, the cold throat does get a little stronger as they go. Now the apple cinnamon, I smelled apple cinnamon right after I made it. It's not as strong, but I can still smell it. And this one, you can tell that it's definitely getting stronger as the days go by as well. So yeah, if you guys want to try that kit out, I want to say it's maybe between 20 to 25 bucks. That's not including shipping. I want to say my shipping might have been like $15. I know it's a lot, but that's everywhere. But really easy kit to work with, and I will come back in 2 weeks and burn one and then tell you guys how the hot throw is, because right now the cold throw, if it's out of 10, I'm giving it a 5. So we'll see how the hot throw is and if the cold throw got better. But I just want to show you guys these since you guys did make them with me in my last video. And if you guys are watching this and you didn't see my last video, go check that out. It's Nature's Garden Pillar of Bliss wax melt kit. And also I just want to show you guys, so I did end up switching pots. I had a bigger pot because I normally have my pitcher to go inside of it, but since I'm using this one, I ended up switching to a littler pot, and because it was actually taking too long to melt down with the bigger pot, and so I got this one and it's actually like almost done. So yeah, stay tuned guys. Okay guys, so it's at 2:05 right now. We're gonna hurry and put the fragrance oil in so it can bind. Make sure you guys stir really good so that fragrance oil can bind with that wax. Okay guys, so I already poured the lavender cucumber sage, and now I'm getting ready to do Day at the Spa. Again, I already prepped it, already put my wick in, already trimmed my wick, already got my wick sticker in, cleaned out my vessel. You guys already know the steps, just make sure you repeat it. So now I just measured out my wax, and I ended up cleaning out my pitcher. So now we're about to put that on the fire. And again, that is 5 ounces of wax because these are 6-ounce jars, but we need to leave a little bit of room for the lid. So that's 5 ounces of wax, which is 141 grams. And now we're about to measure out 0.45 ounces of fragrance oil, which is about 14 grams. And the next one we're doing again is Day at the Spa. So we get our container. And again, make sure you guys use a proper plastic container. Again, this is like Tupperware, because if you guys don't and you use like a thinner plastic, the fragrance oil could melt through the cup. So just be aware of that. We have that measured out, and now we're just waiting for our wax to melt. And let me stick our thermometer on there because it is starting to melt down. And if you guys want to, you're more than welcome to stir it a little bit just to help that wax melt, move around. So we're going to come back once that is heated up completely. And again, we are heating this wax up to about 210. So guys, I just checked on my wax. Right now we are about at 180. So we still got about 20 degrees to go. I'm just kind of stirring that up. And yeah, we'll be back once it gets there. Okay guys, so that's at 210. We're going to take it off. Take our thermometer out, get our fragrance oil, and pour directly in there. And make sure you guys stir for at least 30 seconds to a minute. Ooh, it smells so good. So I'm just gonna make sure I get in there. Make sure you guys do it like this so it doesn't splash. And yes, you can pour it on your wick. It's actually best to pour it on a wick. So this one is done, guys. So let's scoot this over gently. It's a little hot, so now we got lavender, cucumber, sage, Day at the Spa. The next one we're going to be doing is the white sage and lavender. It smells so good in here, guys. So and make sure you guys, soon as you guys get that wax out of there, while the pitcher is hot, make sure you wipe inside of there and get that wax out of there, because if it cools down, it's going to be really hard for you to get that wax out of there, and you're most likely not going to get it all, and you're going to have to clean it out. Or what I do is boil water and I let it sit in there so that wax can warm up and fall into the water. So now we wipe that out. So I'm going to go ahead off camera and I'm going to measure out another 5 ounces, and we're going to get ready to do the next candle, guys. Okay guys, so I just measured out my wax. I have 5 ounces, or I have 141 grams. So again, we're going to get our vessel. You see that? We're going to get our wipe, and these are already alcohol wipes, so that's why you guys don't see my alcohol bottle. Let's get in there. And yes, my hands is greasy. I normally wear gloves, but I just forgot to grab some. So let's get all of our stuff. We got our wick clip. Stick it to our wick sticker. Make sure you push that down on there with some pressure. And here is my wick. Stick that on there. Make sure you got it good. Peel it up. Make sure you look at it. Make sure it's centered. Push that in there. And I normally cut my wicks after the candle has already cured, But being that I know how much I need for these candles, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that off. So we're just gonna put that to the side. So we got that done. And now we can put our wax on our burner. And let's wipe the inside of this out. So now we're gonna get our white sage and lavender. And we know that we need 0.45 ounces or 14 grams. And again, make sure you have some type of stick or spatula just to help the fragrance oil not splash everywhere. Okay, it's perfect. So we have that done. And now we're just gonna wait for our wax to be done. And then, oh, here we go. Make sure we write our label just so we know which candle is which. And this is the white sage and lavender. White sage lavender. Stick that on our vessel. And it's all right if we get any smudges or anything on these containers. We can just clean them off afterwards. It's not a big deal. So we have that labeled so we know what is what. Plus I do have the fragrance oil bottles in order just in case, you know, so yeah, stay tuned. All right guys, so we're gonna take that off. We're at what we need to be at. Let's add our fragrance oil. And again, we add our fragrance oil directly as soon as we take it off because we're using coconut wax and coconut binds at a higher temperature. And we need the fragrance oil and wax to bind. All right, we just heated up our vessel. Make sure you guys go ahead and pour that in there. All right, that one is done. Let's gently scoot that one up in the order. All right, and you guys already know, make sure we wipe that container out really good. All right guys, we just measured out another 5 ounces. We're gonna go ahead and put that in there. And the next one we are doing is sea salt and orchid. So again, let's wipe that out. We are doing 0.45 ounces. Tear that out. Make sure you guys tear out your scale. Alright, we just measured out our fragrance oil. And this one kind of has like a little color tint to it, so I'm actually curious to see if it's going to turn our wax like an off-white color, because some fragrance oils, they do that. But we didn't really use that much of a percentage, so it may or may not. So we're just gonna see, and if it does, that's still okay. And again, like I said, I'm not pressing these lids down. I'm literally just laying them on top. Carefully laying them on top. They're not closed. So while we're waiting for our wax, we're gonna just keep repeating what we're supposed to do. Let me get a new wipe. So again, we're just gonna keep repeating these steps. Clean out your vessel. After you clean it out, make sure you re-wipe it. Get a Wick clip. Get our Wick stickers. Stick that on there. Get our wick. And go ahead and center that. Press it in there. And again, it's okay if you guys get any wax residue or anything on the outside of your containers, because once they cure, once they solidify, you guys can just clean your containers with an alcohol pad or something like that. So again, I'm gonna trim my wax only because I know how tall they need to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim that down. And if you guys are wondering, this black that I'm using is a big roll of craft paper. So I just find that it's easy. Just roll out a piece, work on it so you don't get no wax on your countertop or anything like that. Because trust me, I've spilled wax on counters, I spilled wax on cabinets, floors, and it's very hard to get up. So this right here just helps the cleanup process. So if you guys are interested in that, I got this on Amazon. I got like a big roll of it. So now let's put our thermometer in there because our wax is melted. And yes, you can put your thermometer on as soon as you put your wax on there, but since I know that I'm going past 200, that's why I just waited till the wax melted. So it's really what your preference is, what you prefer. So, and again, I have two thermometers. This one is it reads up to as soon as you put it in there. This one takes a little bit of time, but I'm just doing two just so I can get an accurate temperature, and so far they both are accurate. Okay guys, so we are at 195, and again, we are going up to past 200 because coconut oil, coconut wax, it is a higher temperature to bind with the fragrance oil. Alright guys, so we just poured the sea salt and orchid. And again, repeat those steps, guys. So guys, this one is the lavender cucumber sage, and I just want to show you guys what it looks like. Look how smooth the tops are. So again, we're just gonna leave that right there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for helping me make some candles for this order. And again, thank you guys. And I'm gonna finish this last one off camera. I'm pretty sure you guys are done watching me make candles. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.